girl, April Watts here. Funny Friday is going down, and I'm looking at a man right now with $1 million smile. Those teeth are on fleek, man. George Willborn, how are you, babe?
I'm good, baby. Thank you, April. Fine Friday, you should call it. I'm fine ass in him. Let's go, girl. You need to be on TV.
Thank you so much. You the TV man. You can make something happen now.
Hey,
What's up?
I'm trying.
I'm going to call you on it.
Actually, I just finished filming Shiraq in Chicago, a Spike Lee joint, which is just phenomenal. We'll talk about it. So, I got a couple hookups now.
All right. We can talk about it now. Shiraq, what's up with it? Because I know that
incredible.
It was some controversy around using that name, Shiraq.
Sure. I mean, the controversy came out because obviously people in Chicago, similar to people in Baltimore, were tired of just the stigma of one thing being described as describing our city as a Shiraq or like Baltimore is
like
Baltimore.
a violent time,
And it's more that city offers more than that, and that movie had an opportunity to address all of it.
Okay.
And those are serious things and accusations, and Shiraq is Chicago got named that because it had more higher body count than the Iraq war. With Iraqis and Americans combined.
That's crazy.
They killed more people in Chicago. So that's how we got the name. And so whether you're offended by it or not, maybe we need to find a way to,
to change the situation.
There you go. There you go. So this film was incredible. Actually, obviously, Spike Lee is who he is, but the cast was just phenomenal. And we had Angela Bassett and Nick Cannon, Samuel Jackson, Irma P. Hall, Lala Anthony, Wesley Snipes,
George Willborn,
all
the heavy hitters, man.
All the heavy hitters. And it was amazing because Spike let people like myself, who I've been doing this a long time, but not on the big screen.
Right.
But he gave me an opportunity to show my tail, and that's exactly what I did.
Tell me about your role.
I play one of the Knights of Euphrates.
Okay. Break it down, because I have no clue what you're talking about.
Well, no one does, and there's a reason why. There are stiff fines connected to saying too much about the movie.
Okay.
And
all right.
I play a role that's started out somewhat small and grew and grew and grew. And I represent a huge part of society and a huge part of a mindset, especially from men in society.
Okay.
And it's
you got
amazing.
my wheels turning, man. I'm curious.
Let me say this. This film was originally supposed to come out in 2016.
Okay.
Then I heard December. They pushed it up for December. Now they're talking about trying to get it to a November release.
Are you serious?
Because it's Oscar buzz already on the film. They already saying that this is probably going to be one of, if not the best film of this year.
Well, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it. Shiraq with all the heavy hitters, including George Willborn.
Yes.
If you're just tuning in, I am kicking it with George Willborn for Funny Friday. Now, you're from Chicago.
I'm born and raised in Chicago, yeah.
Not too long ago, I had Dion Cole in here. He's from
brother.
Chicago.
That's my little brother.
It seems like every time someone comes and sits in that chair for Funny Friday, and they're a comedian, they're either from Atlanta, the DMV area, or Chicago. So what is it with Chicago and comedy?
Well, Chicago comedy is a little different in that we were cut from a very strict cloth when it comes to comedy. We have the comedians set a very high bar in Chicago. I've been doing it 30 years, and the comedians that came up, even just with me, when we were doing open mic, it was me and Cheryl Underwood and Bernie Mac and Ali Leroy, and we were taught you have to have a certain type of funny. And so the audience in Chicago also demanded a certain level of funny from Chicago comedians. And either you had that and you performed and you got better, or you did not have that and you found something else to do with your time.
Y'all killing careers in Chicago.
Hey, man, it wasn't us. It's the standard that was set. So we're very, very close. We're very close knit. I'm one of one of the godfathers, of Chicago comedy.
OG?
And I'm an OG, and those cats, that Corey Holcombs and the Deion Coles and the Damon Williams, and the list goes on and on when it comes to Chicago comedians. We try to hold and rep our city as best we can.
They call you the stress reliever. Where did you get that nickname?
Years and years ago, I did a show. It was shortly after Jeffrey Dahmer murders had happened, and we came and unfortunately, one of the victims' family was there, and one of the comedians before me had told a Jeffrey Dahmer joke, and the guy was in the bathroom just bawling, crying, and his family had finally got him to come out. He was the first victim identified, and he wouldn't come out of the house. Him and his brother was close, and his family got him to come out and come see some comedy. The guy told a Jeffrey Dahmer joke. It was horrible, but it was after that he came and sat down. I got back on stage, and I did enough to take his mind away that him and his family, they said, you are truly a stress reliever, and it stuck, and other people started calling me that. So for about 27 years now, I've been known as a stress reliever. But that's my job, though. I mean, I don't.
As a comedian.
Yeah, as I picked this profession, so I don't know why you're coming there. I don't know if you lost a family member who going through a divorce. I don't just come here to crack jokes. I'm here to relieve your stress. It's not just a show with me. It's more like an experience. You have to come and understand that I'm here to make sure that you forget about the crappy stuff that's in your life for a couple of hours. Is it going to be there when you get to your car? Yes, it will.
Hell yes, it's going to be there.
But you're gonna approach it probably a little bit differently than you did when you left your car, and that's what probably helps me live up to my name of the stress reliever.
Well, we're talking about the stress reliever. We're talking about George Willborn. We're talking about his stand-up, and he is in town this weekend at the Baltimore Comedy Factory. Tell us the rundown, man.
It's gonna be a riot. Oh, my bad.
Don't say that.
I'm gonna burn the house down. Oh,
did you really just go there?
Oh my God!
Did you really just go there?
I'm gonna tear it up. Oh, I can't say that. It's gonna be fun, y'all. It's gonna be fun.
We have a lot going on here in Baltimore with Freddie Gray, the current political climate, and if you want to relieve that stress, go to the Baltimore Comedy Factory to see George Willborn. Give us the rundown, though. How many shows? How many nights? All of that good stuff.
You know what? I think we got 2 shows tonight. I got 2 shows tomorrow night, and I've got 1 show on Sunday. This is really an incredible time. Last time I was here, my son was 1 day old. I left the hospital from him being born, and it came to do the show here in Baltimore. He turned 1 last Friday. I'm 49 years old. I got a 29-year-old fiance. I got a 1-year-old son and a 17-year-old son that's about to graduate with honors from De La Salle High School in Chicago.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. That's why you looking so young. You got that young girl.
Hey, how about that?
That's what it is.
Let me tell you something, bro. It's tough, though. It's tough. I'm going to talk about that tonight, as a matter of fact, this young old. I agree. I'm all for it, obviously. Get you a younger woman, but there's some differences, the TV time, all that's a lot different. I want to watch stuff. She want to watch stuff that I want to watch at all. And she was pregnant. My prostate bad. She pregnant. I got to pee all day. She got to pee all night. We met about 17 times during the evening.
This is
bad. We both had to pee at night. So I got to know my woman real good.
We're going to have to break and pay some bills, but first I cannot go to the break without asking you about radio, because you were no stranger to radio. You were in the studio, but you do this.
I do this.
Talk to me about your background, man. Michael Baisden, you worked with my colleague John Mons.
I started out at V103 in Chicago 20-something years ago, and then I ended up coming to... then I did WHUR.
Yes, you did.
In D.C. in the mornings. Then I did mornings in D.C. and I flew home and I did afternoons in Chicago for a couple of years. No, that was with another station.
Okay.
Then I went to Mike for a couple of years with Michael Baisden, and currently, recently, last year or so, I was with Doug Banks, who's also a syndicated.
Right.
But I'm currently, as we speak, negotiating a deal that's probably going to get closed before this weekend is out. That's
all right.
That's going to put me back on radio in a place that people have missed me for a very long time, and I've missed them for a very long time. Let me put it that way.
I'm already knowing what's going down. But I'm going to keep my two little lips pursed, okay?
Right.
I have a game that I like to play.
All right.
It's
I bet you
almost
do.
like what would Jesus do, but it's what would George do.
All right.
Do you want to play that game
Of course
when we
I
come
do.
back?
I'll be honest with you about it, too.
You better. You better. Back at you in just a little bit with George Willborn. What would George do? Right here on Magic 95.9.
It's about that time on the air to say what's on my mind.
It's your favorite girl.
The April Watch Show.
Welcome to my world.
Listen while you grind. It's the best show you